Every day, we waste our most valuable gift, time. We scroll, we gossip, we wait for someday, but someday never comes. While we're busy doing nothing, life quietly moves on without us. You can earn back money, you can rebuild relationships, but the one thing you can't ever get back is time. This is the story of a man who learned that truth when it was already too late. In the heart of Chicago lived a young man named Ryan Cooper, a dreamer who always believed that one day, somehow, everything would fall into place. He was smart, talented, and full of potential, but he was also the kind of man who constantly said, "I'll do it tomorrow." He wanted to start his own business, learn new skills, fix his health, call his mother more often, but tomorrow always sounded safer, easier, more comfortable. Every morning he'd wake up full of motivation, and by evening he'd sink into distractions, scrolling through social media, binge-watching shows, talking about his plans instead of living them. He was always busy, but never moving. Weeks turned into months, months into years, and though he worked hard at his day job, deep down he knew he wasn't living the life he wanted. He was surviving, not growing. One cold November morning, Ryan received a call that changed everything. His grandfather, George Cooper, a retired soldier and one of the wisest men he knew, had fallen sick. Ryan rushed to the countryside where his grandfather lived, a quiet wooden farmhouse surrounded by fields that glowed gold under the morning sun. When he arrived, George was sitting by the porch, frail but still wearing his familiar calm smile. "You look tired, son," the old man said, "tired in your heart." Ryan sat beside him silently, unsure how to answer. After a moment, his grandfather went inside and came back holding a large hourglass made of oak and glass, filled with golden sand that shimmered in the light. "Hold this," George said. Ryan took it carefully, watching the sand flow down through the narrow neck. "You see this?" his grandfather asked. "This is life. Each grain of sand is a second, falling, moving, gone forever. You can't flip it back. You can't stop it. You don't know how much is left. But most people," he said softly, "spend their whole lives pretending there's still sand at the top." Ryan's chest tightened. He had no reply. His grandfather smiled and continued, "When I was young, I wasted years waiting for the perfect moment to start my business, to tell people I loved them, to take chances. And one day I looked in the mirror and realized forever was gone." He coughed lightly, then added, "Don't make the same mistake. Life doesn't pause. Every second you waste is a second you'll never see again." That night, Ryan couldn't sleep. The image of the falling sand haunted him. He sat by the window, watching the moonlight spill across the wooden floor, thinking of all the tomorrows he'd promised himself, the gym sessions he skipped, the calls he postponed, the dreams he buried under fear and laziness. For the first time, he felt the true weight of time, not as something endless, but as something fragile, precious, disappearing with every breath. The next morning, when sunlight broke through the curtains, Ryan made a choice. No more waiting. He started small, waking up early, making a list of 3 things that truly mattered each day and finishing them no matter what. He deleted the apps that drained his time, turned off his TV, and stopped chasing instant pleasure. He replaced his excuses with action. The first weeks were hard. He was tempted to quit, to go back to comfort. But every time he looked at the hourglass sitting on his desk, he remembered his grandfather's words, "You don't know how much sand is left." That thought became his fuel. Within months, Ryan's life began to change. He built his own online business, small at first but steady. He started running each morning, eating clean and calling his mother every Sunday. He reconnected with old friends, learned to play guitar, and began mentoring younger guys at his local community center who were struggling like he once did. Slowly, the man who used to wait for time began to own it. 2 years later, Ryan stood on a small stage at a university, giving a talk titled, "The One Thing You Can't Buy Back." The crowd listened as he held up the same hourglass his grandfather once gave him. He said, "We all think we have time, but time doesn't belong to us. It moves whether we're ready or not. You can earn back money, rebuild relationships, recover strength, but you can never earn back a wasted second. So stop waiting for someday. Start now, because every day you delay is a day you'll never live again." When his grandfather passed away that same year, Ryan went back to the farmhouse to say goodbye. On the old wooden table beside his bed, he found a small folded note under the hourglass. In his grandfather's handwriting, it said, "Time doesn't wait for you, son, so don't wait for time." Ryan stood there for a long time, tears in his eyes, holding that note against his chest. Outside, the golden light of sunset filled the sky, and for the first time in his life, he didn't wish for more time. He simply promised to make the most of what he had left. And from that day on, Ryan Cooper lived by a single rule: don't waste your time, because one day the sand runs out for everyone, and the only thing that matters is what you did with it while it was still falling.